What was brought out from that fabricated image excluded critical context that changed the underlying meaning and allegation that was presented up on that screen by this committee and by members of this committee. Now, they are well within their right to do that because they are covered by the speech and debate clause. This was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath. That was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath.
What's up, everybody? So you just saw that little clip, right? That right there, that moment is this entire hearing in a nutshell. This is what happens when one side comes loaded with receipts, facts, and expert testimony, and the other side comes with nothing but theater and bad faith arguments. You're about to see Representative Byron Donald surgically lay out a case using the Democrats' own star witness, the facts, and then watch Representative AOC and her allies try to tear it all down with cheap tricks and, yes, flat-out lies. This is a masterpiece in facts versus feelings. Let's get into the full video.
I asked to introduce something by unanimous consent.
Mr. Donalds for 5 minutes.
Is it being introduced?
Chair recognizes Mr. Donalds for 5 minutes. Byron, it's your
Chairman,
time.
the rules require you to recognize.
Mr. Chairman.
No.
Yes, for a point of order, they absolutely do.
Chair recognizes Mr. Donalds.
The motion.
And is Mr. Donald's time ticking too?
Order.
No,
Chair
Mr. Donald's
recognizes
time
Mr.
is not going
Donalds.
to take. Actually, Mr. Chairman, I request this clock be set back to 5 minutes.
Set
so we
the
can.
clock back to 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, can I just make a parliamentary inquiry then? Are we not to make points of order on either side during
You
the
keep
questioning?
speaking about no evidence. Why don't you all just listen and
I'm
learn?
trying to introduce evidence.
You've already introduced. You've already had your
Is it in?
share of evidence.
Are you
Now,
admitting
Mr. Donalds, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dubinsky, I want to come to you quickly. A lot of talk about evidence. On the screens in the room, we have an organizational chart from the IRS investigative team that was looking into the business practices of Hunter Biden and his associates. This org chart is from 2014. Now, Mr. Dubinsky, when my former life, I was in community banking, and I'm comfortable with looking at organizational charts. When I first saw this chart, the first thing I thought about was a real estate holding company or a developer, and this is not to demean developers in the great east state of America, but developers typically have multiple companies that float with various business interests and business lines. But the funny thing is that in the business dealings of Hunter Biden, there is no real estate, none at all. So, Mr. Dubinsky, in your professional experience, looking at this organizational chart of business structure, what do you see here?
I see a very complicated structure of entities that are interrelated and would give me concern. If I were an investigator, I would want to know what's going on in these entities, who's behind them, how's the money moving between them, and what is the substance of the transactions? What's really going on here?
Mr. Dubinsky, do you think it's in the interest of this committee that is now in an inquiry phase to actually find out all of the flow of money between these entities and what the purpose was?
Absolutely.
Next slide, please. For my colleagues on the other side, we're going to start talking evidence now. This is now a slide of the organizational chart of the Hunter Biden business companies and with associates from 2018, from the same IRS investigators who were broke down the business structure in 2014. Does this slide cause you the same concern, Mr. Dubinsky?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Now let's talk about some more. Actually, one point I want to make on this. Ladies and gentlemen, and I know it's kind of small, so I would love to submit, I will submit all this for the record. I would love my colleagues on the other side to see this. In 2014, one of the key owners was Devin Archer, who did testify and was under deposition under oath by the Oversight Committee. In 2018, Devin Archer is no longer listed, but his wife, Krista Archer, is now listed. Mr. Dubinsky, when you see a situation where ownership interest moves from one spouse to the other, is that a concern of some level of fraud potentially?
I would call it a red flag. That's something I would look at and again, try to get to the bottom of what happened there. Was it just transferred? Was there money behind it? What was going on? Okay, thank you. Next slide. Now, this is to a text message. This is a text message between, it's going to Naomi Biden. That's what this one is. Hold on, wait, so let me get my stuff back. There we go. Sorry. This is the WhatsApp text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. In this text message, it clearly says, anyway, we can talk later, but you've been drawn into something purely for the purpose of protecting Dad. This is between Hunter Biden and Jim Biden.
Last time I checked, the father of Jim Biden and Joe Biden is now passed away. So I'm assuming this is Hunter Biden saying to Jim Biden, the president's brother, that you've been brought in this for the sole purpose of protecting dad. Miss O'Connor, do you think that this text message would lead this committee to get further information about the business dealings of Hunter Biden and how that actually links to Jim Biden, the president's brother, and why they are so concerned with protecting Dad, a.k.a. Joe Biden, a.k.a. the President of the United States?
Yes.
Thank you. Next slide, please. This is a text message between Hunter Biden and Naomi Biden. And this one is a famous one. Everybody knows this one. This is a famous one that says, I hope you all do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard. But don't worry, unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary. Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this in a potential money laundering operation or a potential pay-for-play operation, would you be looking for information related to money going from son to father?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Thank you. Next slide. Oh, this is a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is from 2018. This is about 4 months before Joe Biden launched his campaign for president of the United States, December 2018. The highlight is, this is a text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was in a bad way, by the way. He was really strung out. He lost a bunch of money. He needed help. Jim Biden says, this can work. You need a safe harbor. I can work with your father alone. It'll probably take several months and everybody can read the text. Ms. O'Connor, Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this between the president's brother and the president's son, wouldn't you be concerned about them trying to give plausible deniability for the president of the United States to not have any knowledge of said business dealings?
It's worth. Gentleman's time's expired, but please answer the question.
It's worth investigating.
Mr. Dubinsky?
I would agree. I would investigate this.
I yield back. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. Before I recognize Mr. Christian Morte, Mr. Goldman, I will give you an opportunity to quickly recognize you for your point of order.
I just want to make sure that page 131 of the transcript of the Devin Archer interview is entered into the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Serious. And the prospect of impeachment is also a gravely serious matter, which has been echoed by our witnesses today. And any serious impeachment investigation or inquiry relies on firsthand sworn testimony of witnesses to high crimes or misdemeanors. Today, the Republican majority has called in 3 witnesses to advance their case. Mr. Turley, I have a simple question for you. In your testimony today, are you presenting any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
No, I'm not.
No, you are not. Ms. O'Connor, you are the second Republican witness here today. Have you, in your testimony, presented any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
I have not.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Dubinsky, as the third and final Republican witness in this hearing, have you, in your testimony, presented any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
I have not.
And Professor Gerhardt, given that you are the minority witness, I assume the same, correct?
I'm not a fact witness, correct.
Thank you. And to clarify, 2 individuals presented today who do have firsthand accounts surrounding the progeny of these allegations are being blocked from testifying by the Republican majority. And I want to explain why this is important. Members of Congress, all of us in this hearing, are not under oath, as we are presently covered by the speech and debate clause. Isn't that correct, Professor Gerhardt?
That is correct.
And the speech and debate clause covers all statements by a member of Congress, whether they are factual or not. There are only 4 people in this room that are presently under oath in their testimony. And those are the 4 witnesses here today. Is that correct, Professor Gerhardt?
That is correct.
And so the direct testimony of the 4 individual witnesses here today are the bona fide words that this committee must use in order to proceed or substantiate an investigation. And I want to I want to emphasize why that's important. Earlier today, one of our colleagues, a gentleman from Florida, presented up on this screen something that appeared to be a screenshot of a text message containing or insinuating an explosive allegation. That screenshot of what appeared to be a text message was a fabricated image. It was a fabricated image. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was the staff of the committee, but it was not the actual direct screenshot from that phone. And in fact, I would like to submit to the committee the actual full context from the Ziegler Affidavit number 1, Exhibit 402, of the full text of that exchange. Do I have permission from the chair? Importantly, what was brought out from that fabricated image excluded critical context that changed the underlying meaning and allegation that was presented up on that screen by this committee and by members of this committee. Now, they are well within their right to do that because they are covered by the speech and debate clause. This was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath. That was not submitted by a material or fact witness under oath.
All right, wow, just wow. Let's break that down, because a lot just happened. First, can we just give a round of applause to Byron Donalds? The man came prepared. He didn't come with feelings. He didn't come with what-ifs. He came with organizational charts from the IRS investigation. He came with text messages. He did his homework. He starts with those insane charts 58A and 58B, and he doesn't just show them. He asks a forensic accountant, Mr. Dubinsky, "Hey, does this look weird to you?" And the expert, not a politician, an expert, says, "Yeah, that's a very complicated structure that gives me concern." Donalds points out the obvious. This is a massive tangled web of shell companies, but for what? There's no real estate. As he said, there's no product. And then he points out how ownership just happens to transfer from Devon Archer to his wife. Mr. Dubinsky, the expert, calls that a red flag for potential fraud. You don't need to be an accountant to know that's sketchy. But then, oh man, the text messages. This is where it gets undeniable. Byron Donalds brings out the receipts. Hunter to Jim Biden, drawn into something purely for the purpose of protecting Dad. He gets the witness, Miss O'Connor, to confirm. Yes, that's worth investigating. Hunter to Naomi Biden. But don't worry, unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary. Again, he asks the expert, does this text make you want to look for money going from the son to the father? And Mr. Dubinsky says, absolutely, without a doubt. Jim Biden to Hunter. I can work with your father alone. This is methodical. This is a real investigation. Donalds is connecting the dots, using their own words, and getting experts to confirm it's all highly suspicious and warrants a full investigation. He's building a rock-solid case for the inquiry. And then Representative Ocasio-Cortez gets the mic. And this, folks, is where the whole thing goes from a serious hearing to a complete circus. Notice her tactic. It's the only one she and the squad ever have. She immediately goes to this cheap lawyerly word game. She asks the expert witnesses, are you a first-hand witness to a crime? Of course they're not. That's not why they're there. They are forensic accountants and legal experts. They are there to analyze the evidence, the bank records, the text messages, the charts, and tell Congress, hey, based on our expertise, this looks like a massive pile of red flags for public corruption and fraud. Donalds is showing the evidence. AOC is trying to distract you by saying the experts didn't personally see the crime. It's a pathetic deflection. But here's the lie. This is what really gets me. She goes after Donalds for showing a fabricated image. A fabricated image. Did you see Byron Donalds' face? He was just laughing, and I was right there with him. She's lying. She's claiming that because the text message was put on a graphic and highlighted, it's fabricated. That is a deliberate, cynical lie to confuse the American people. She holds up her own piece of paper claiming it has the full context. But guess what? It doesn't change a single word of what Donald showed. Protecting Dad is still in there. Half your salary is still in there. Work with your father alone is still in there. She has no defense for the facts, so she attacks the presentation of the facts. It's a classic desperate move. When you can't fight the evidence, you just call the evidence fake or fabricated. It's the AOC squad playbook, and it's built on lies. So let's recap. Byron Donalds brings IRS charts, family text messages, and expert testimony confirming it all looks like a giant red flag for corruption. AOC brings word games, ignores the evidence, and then lies to the committee, claiming a highlighted screenshot is a fabrication. AOC said it best. This is an embarrassment. She's right. Her performance was a total embarrassment. She's not interested in the truth. She's interested in protecting her party. Byron Donalds came with facts. AOC came with theater, and the facts always win. Let me know what you guys think. Was that not one of the clearest examples of deflection you've ever seen?